Starring, amongst others, Jeremy Renner, Elizabeth Olsen, Gil Birmingham, and written and directed by Taylor Sheridan, this is my review for Wind River.
Luck don't live out here.
Wind River takes place in an Indian reservation in Wyoming and focuses on Jeremy Renner's character Corey, who stumbles across the body of a young woman dead in the snow. He calls for help, and in comes Elizabeth Olsen's FBI character Jane, who is very, very underprepared for being in this kind of situation and in this sort of location. The situation is made even more personal for Jeremy Renner's Corey because he lost his daughter a few years previously, and she was best friends with the victim. Also, as a result of that death, his family has fallen apart. He still has his son, but him and his wife do not get onto the same level they did, and you can see from the early scenes they share together that things are pretty estranged between the two. The murder itself and the reveal of who was involved in this young girl's death it's a bit of a strange one. Like, it's compelling, don't get me wrong, and there's never a point in this film where I wasn't interested to find out what happened. But when the reveal does come along, it does sort of feel like it comes out a little bit of left field. Like, I was expecting a bit more of a build-up. I was expecting some clues and some ways of trying to identify the culprit for this one, but that isn't this film. You get that reveal, but as I say, it doesn't feel like it's been built up to the point where we're going to find out who did it. It feels like we just happened to stumble across it, and it's a bit strange. I'm not sure if that was the intention, but for me it felt a little bit jarring. What's much, much better is the characters. Jeremy Renner, Elizabeth Olsen give, I think, the best performances I've seen from either of them. Jeremy Renner plays this very understated. He's not a loud, brash character. He's not the sort of character who's going to be making quips. He's very introverted. He's struggling with the things that have happened in his life. He's still struggling with the death of his daughter, and as such it kind of feels like there's a bit of a detachment between him and people. There's still people he connects with. The victim's father, he shares a couple of great scenes with, some very quiet scenes. But it's, as I say, it's a very subdued performance from him, but it absolutely works for the role. Elizabeth Olsen is equally as great here. Her FBI character is very much a rookie. She's completely underprepared to be in this kind of situation and in these snowy environments. And Elizabeth Olsen makes you feel that with every single part of her performance. Every look she gives, the nervousness of the way she speaks, the way you can see her kind of wide-eyed looking around, accepting the fact that she's in over her head. And as I say, it's just a great performance from the pair of them. And I can't wait to see this movie in 4K. I'm really excited about this getting a release, and I really hope it does in UHD because this film is beautiful to look at. It really uses the settings of the snow and sort of, it looks cold, if that makes any sense. They really do a great job at making the environment that these characters are in feel like it's a hostile one. The weather in the snowy mountains ends up feeling like a character in itself. But while I enjoyed this movie, and as I say, I do think it's one that people should go and see, I can't help but feel there's a few things that just didn't quite work for me. I've already mentioned that the reveal of the culprits comes out of the blue a little bit, but there's also the whole aspect of Jeremy Renner's daughter and her death. I was expecting some kind of payoff to that, and it doesn't really materialise. It is difficult to fault the film for that though, because on one hand, I kind of appreciate the fact that it doesn't try to shoehorn in some kind of connection to what went on there. But at the same time, it feels like it's going to. So when nothing happens or when the credits roll and you still know nothing more about how his daughter died, I did kind of feel like I was missing out on something. I felt like there was something missing from the end product. I'm going to give Wind River a 7 out of 10. It's definitely not a bad movie. As I say, it kind of, I think it places below Hell or High Water and Sicario on my list of this guy's films so far. I believe he's only had 3 that he's written and directed, I think. But yeah, it's definitely third out of those 3, but at the same time, still very much a film that I think you should see, and I think for the most part, you'll enjoy. Have you seen Wind River? What did you think? Let me know in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter at JoePJulians, follow NAC on Twitter at NAC_casts, and I'll see you on the next video, which may well be a review for Mother. After everything I'm hearing about that movie, I'm a little bit apprehensive about seeing it, but yeah, should be fun. Right. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.